Okay, we're back. Let's get rolling. That's enough of the icicles. I put up some icicles and the random ornaments and the flowers and junk. Now we're getting to the kick-ass ornaments. Which I swear to God, my mom says that they're not this old, but I swear to God, these things have been around since the 90s. They've been around since I was a kid. Look at these. Got a shit ton of ornaments. But anyway, I said I was going to talk about Phil and then the drama that revolved around Phil. Once again, people in my company, I'm not naming names because I'm going to be nice, but some BS the Grinch. This is actually a coin purse, but the string broke off and my mom used that as an ornament. We'll put him... No, we're going to put him right here. He's in Pimp Castle. There we go. But I started dating Phil pretty early on in the year, and this is what ended up happening. Naturally, when you have a new boyfriend or girlfriend, I had been dating some other people while I was still at Deb, and naturally I became comfortable with certain people in which to tell them, and naturally when you have someone new and people ask about your life, you want to tell them. So I said, oh, well, I got this boyfriend, his name's Phil, and of course naturally they're going to ask, how'd you meet, how old is he, what's he like, blah, blah, blah. And they were fine with him. They were a little confused about how I met him on the internet. I don't know if I ever told them how I really met him, but they know I met him, I think, online. But they were perfectly fine with it until I brought up Phil's age. Which, yes, I'm aware. He was 29 at the time. And, oh, hold on, excuse me. And I was 18, but it's legal, but there is definitely an age gap, and not everybody approves of an age gap. It's only 11 years. I'm going to point out my sister and my brother-in-law have an age gap, too. I just want to point that out. He's like, my brother-in-law's like in his 40s, and my sister is almost 30, so it's not like this is the first time this happened in my family. But no, they were fine with it until I told them his age. And then it kind of got a little weird with some people. Some people were like, oh, that's cool, you know, we just happen to be older, but hey, you're happy, everyone's happy. But some people were really freaked out by the idea of me dating someone older. And they made some jokes, like obviously they ribbed me a little bit about him being older, like, oh, I couldn't find anyone at your high school, or, you know, little cracks like that, and I was fine with that. But then it got to the point where they were making fun of him for his age, in ways that I just didn't think were cool. SpongeBob ornament, I do believe. No, they started making jokes like, oh, he's just a pedophile and stuff, or they made fun of him. They started calling him Dr. Phil because he's older, like Dr. Phil on TV. And they made some very derogatory comments about Phil's working anatomy and the fact that it might not work and that it... Well, I don't need to tell you what they might have said about Phil's anatomy, but they implied that it did not work, which really annoyed me, because that was kind of messed up. Dr. Seuss, ornaments are old as hell. You can just feel, these are like the styrofoam ball ornaments. Oh, shit. Whoops. But yeah, they made derogatory comments about him, and I kind of didn't really say too much, but it really irked me inside. And I told Phil some of the comments, and I think he was a little upset too, but not as much as I was. Like, I was like, what the hell? You guys were fine with him when you thought he was like 18, 19, maybe even 20. Mid-20s or something, but as soon as you found out there were 11 years between us, all hell broke loose. And it started being a topic all the time when I worked with certain people. Certain people were cool with it. They would just ask how he is. But other people were like, oh, you're still seeing him, and then sling in a derogatory joke or two. And I didn't want to really cause any bad problems with people by getting all pissed at them, but I think after a while, some people figured out that it wasn't so cool to say certain comments around me. Because, I mean, joking or not, that's still my boyfriend. I still want you guys to respect, you know, the fact that we're happy, we don't have any problems, we get along very well. Yeah, there's an age difference, but it's not a big deal. I don't think about it, and neither does Phil, so why are you thinking about it so much? Like, you'd be surprised how many people have, like, a significant enough age gap. Some age gaps aren't so big, like, there's maybe, like, 3, 4, 5 years, but some that are, like, 10. I draw the line at around 10, 11, 12 years. After that, I think it's going to be very difficult for me to get along with someone. Because, you know, you need to have some life experiences that you guys can, you know, relate to. I mean, Phil was still young. He was 29 when I met him, and he's still young now at heart, definitely. He's young in body, too, but he doesn't admit it. But we know, like, he plays video games for a living. I'm a massive video game addict. And I did the live streaming back in 2007, 2008, so it's not like we didn't both do it, like, for the internet, so that was something. And I'd watched his videos. I was one of those original people new to his Darkside Phil channel. And I watched that, and I liked it. I never thought I'd be dating him. That's for sure, but it just goes to show that no matter how happy you are, some people can't wrap their head around why you're happy. I don't know if that's what it is or what with those people I worked with, but some of them could not wrap their head around why I was dating someone 30 years old. Now keep in mind, I was working with sales associates between like 16 and 20, so some of them were still in high school and could not ever see that happening, which I don't blame them. You're pretty young at that age. You should, you know, maybe date someone your own age first. It's not like I didn't date guys my own age. I dated guys between like 17 to 19, so it's not like I never dated anyone my own age. It's just I never really got along with them because there was always some kind of problem that we could never work through. Not to say Phil and I don't argue. We've had arguments before. They usually get resolved though, but I make them way more dramatic than they are. Like, I'll cry for no reason sometimes, and I don't even know why, and I'm like, why am I making such a big deal of such a weird thing? But we're both very stubborn, too. That kind of doesn't help. Two stubborn people arguing gets, like, nowhere. It's either, fine, you're right, let's just end this argument, or just admit I'm right and we'll stop. I'm always right in the arguments. He just doesn't know it. Going behind this tree, making this tree pretty full. But, you know, I love Christmas. Christmas is a good time of year. It doesn't, I don't know, as I got older, like right now, I don't, you know, get the Christmassy mood as fast. Like, when you're a kid, it's like December 1st, where the fuck are these presents? Like, you just want it to be Christmas, but now it's like, you know, I'm okay with it not being Christmas. I'm totally okay with it. But, you know, I don't know. Christmas is just a fun time of year. Phil loves Christmas. My God. You should hear him on the phone sometimes. It's like talking to a 3-year-old. It's like, oh my God, I'm so excited for Christmas. It's like, no shit, I can tell you. I can feel you bouncing off the walls. But I like that about him. Even though he says, you know, he's old because he's 30 now. And, you know, some people start to think that's when you're old. I personally don't think you're old when you're 30. You're just two 15-year-olds smushed together. Because my one history teacher used to say, when someone had a 15th birthday, he'd be like, oh, well, good, you're halfway to 30. And it'd be like, oh, screw you. You're not even 30, I can tell. You're like 22. What kind of teacher are you? But yeah, he is just such a kid at heart. And I wish you guys, like the fans, actually, I know you guys meet him at like MagFest and stuff, but you guys just got to see him in his condo on a day-to-day basis. He is just so different than some people I think expect. He's just so, he kind of has a serious edge to him, but he doesn't take himself too seriously. And he's just so funny, and he can have a good laugh at some things to an extent. He knows that I tease him sometimes. I totally tease him all the time. He's all like, and I'm all like, I'll just deal with it. But he's really funny. He's really silly. And I know some things about him that you guys don't know. And believe me, I know some funny things about him. Like for Christmas this year, I got him a little, you ever see those salt lamps? Like there's a little light inside and you turn it on and the salt's supposed to like neutralize computer stuff in the air, like stuff that electronics give off. I got him a candle holder of that, and oh my god, he became such a woman when it comes to burning candles. He's like burning candles like every day. I'm not joking. You think he's recording videos and he's like all macho and stuff? He's burning a candle. He's burning like fruity candles, not those man candles. He's burning like, oh, what were some of the ones I told him to get? Mango peach salsa. I'm not joking. There's like a cranberry one. And he just loves candles, so there you go. You just learned something funny about Phil. He loves candles. Yankee Candle. He likes strawberry candles. He likes, I think we got him a cranberry, or a mandarin cranberry one. He likes that one. He doesn't like the Midnight Jasmine because it's a little too flowery on his nose. But that's a womanly scent, to be fair, but he burns candles. He drinks a lot of liquids. Like, if you look in his fridge, it's like the actual fridge part, not the freezer. It's like 99.9% drinks. Well, okay, maybe not that bad, like 75% drinks, but he gets all kinds of drinks. He drinks seltzer. Ugh. He drinks, like, filtered tap water. He drinks bottled water, too, which I think is really funny. He gets a Brita filter, but still gets bottled water. What the hell? He gets me drinks. He gets me my Snapple and my Arizona tea. We try different drinks every now and then. He drinks that one Monster Rehab drink. I think it's the red one. If anyone remembers when he did the DSP tries of the yellow one, he hated it. But he likes the red one, I think, or the like red or green or something. But yeah, we have our fun. And people seem to think that all Phil and I do when I visit him is play video games, which is so wrong. Let me tell you, we do not just play video games. And I find that to be the weirdest misconception. Because think about how much Phil puts in work-wise on an average day. Let's say 30 videos. I don't know how many he actually puts out lately. I don't pay attention to how many actually go out. I just watch them. But let's say he puts out about 30 videos a day. How many videos do you think he and I put out on an average day? 10 to 20 at most. We do not put that many out because even though it's his job and it's my job, we still, we still want to have fun and we still want to do things and spend time together. And we do a lot of fun things that people don't know about. But I thought that was just so weird. Oh, Phil, your girlfriend's here and you want to play video games? And they'll make like nasty remarks like, oh, shouldn't you be putting it in? Or, of course, the famed and completely overused DSP tries it joke. But yeah, it's just, I don't know why people get this misconception that Phil and I only play video games. I would hate it if we only played video games when we visited each other. That would just be so irritating. That would make me absolutely insane. Just, ugh. Ugh. But we do a lot of fun things together, and I think in the next part of the video I'll talk about the various fun things Phil and I do together on an average visit, because he's very schedule oriented. Anyone who ever meets him, he has to have a schedule. Okay, just don't mess with his scheduling, because if the schedule gets thrown off, he gets a little confused, and then all hell breaks loose. But what time do we got on this video? Yeah, it's about time that we cut this video up in here.